Hi, I'm Manda McKay. I'm a professional artist and I'm making these videos with tips to help people enhance their creativity regardless of their level of expertise. So whether you're just starting out with a creative hobby or if you've been working at your creative practice for years, either way, these tips are meant to be useful for everybody. So for this tip, I want to talk about embracing uncertainty in your creative projects. And I'm actually doing that for this video. I never script out these videos, but usually I have a little bit more of an idea of what exactly I'm going to say than I do right now. But the concept of embracing uncertainty, by that I just mean that you start on some kind of a project without necessarily knowing where you're going to end up, or maybe you know where you're going to end up, but you don't know how to get there. You don't know how to get from A to Z. But you just know what the next step is. And then once you get to that step, probably you will know the step after that. I can give you an example of, well, Gone with the Wind, I know did this in at least one major instance. You would think that a feature-length film might not lend itself to this because of all the people that you would have to hire and the, having to spend money, renting out locations and things like that. But you could certainly, if you were in that kind of a scenario, you may be able to do one scene without knowing how the rest of the movie is going to play out. But with Gone with the Wind, I know that they shot a lot of the burning of Atlanta scenes and they didn't have their Scarlett O'Hara cast yet. And she's in those scenes, so I guess for a lot of them they used some kind of a stunt double. They knew what the character was supposed to look like, but they hadn't cast Vivien Leigh yet. So even with something as big as a major motion picture, apparently you can embrace uncertainty and just do one step that you are able to do at that time and get that done, and then, see what happens after that. I am working on a massive project right now, and it has a lot of different components that I don't normally do, and I know more or less how I want it to end up. I mean, I've started on it, but there's a lot of uncertainty in there. Like, I know that it's supposed to have a lot of text in it. I'm making what I'm calling a feral feminist field guide, and it's going to have paintings, which I'm good on the paintings. That's the main thing that I do, is oil paintings. Colored pencil, it's got some hidden puzzles in it, and I'm not really a puzzle person, but I've already come up with a lot of the puzzles. It's supposed to have text, and the text is probably what I'm the most lacking in right now, and I have very little text written, and there's going to have to be quite a lot of it. But I'm proceeding with what I know that I can do, what I already have decided on. And hopefully the rest is going to become clear to me, and basically I have to operate with the faith that I'm going to figure out what I need to figure out as I go along. I need to do probably around 60 colored pencil drawings of different things like mushrooms or bones, and honestly I only know a few things for sure that I want to draw, so I'm going to start with those, and as I continue on this project, I'm hoping that I will have more and more of the blanks filled in. But as you can see, I'm doing this massive project that's going to take close to 2 years, and a lot of it, I don't know how it's going to work out yet, and I'm just going to have to figure it out as it happens. So I want this to hopefully serve as an example that you don't have to have all the answers in place when you start to work on a project. Oftentimes just knowing the next step is helpful. I've heard an analogy before of you're walking in a dense fog and you can't really see the path in front of you, you just see enough to take one step. And then when you've taken that one step, you can see the next step in front of you. And I think that's a great analogy for exactly what I'm talking about, with hoping, just take that first step and hopefully the next step you'll be able to figure out once you've finished that first step. And that's what embracing uncertainty in your creative practice is all about. Well, let me know in the comments if this is something that you've ever had to deal with before, and how you are managing to keep yourself going without really knowing exactly how to get from A to Z. Just let me know any experience that you've had with that in the comments. I really hope that you found this tip to be helpful. And again, my name is Manda McKay, and thank you so much for watching.